and I am doing the ED program with a major in English and a minor in special needs. So the program that I was in was EDFX 490, which was global citizenship, and the program focused around going to Ghana for the month of May, June, and we just got to know the locals and see the school environment and just to really experience the whole culture there. I actually tried to not have any expectations at all. I figured that it would give me a better lens to see everything with and to really experience things as they came. Prior to going the 2 weeks we spent with Lucy here at the university, she really challenged us and what our expectations were, if there were stereotypes, and how we seemed to have this one-sided North American view. And when you get there, there's absolutely no way that those expectations live up to what you thought they would be. Everything kind of crumbles, and you have to put aside every expectation you had and look at it from a different point of view. The village specifically was very, very challenging. Again, I felt like I was doing okay with this no expectation thing up until I got to the village. And then when I got there, I was just like bombarded with all these things that I just thought couldn't possibly be happening or couldn't really be how the media portrays it to be. And yet you see the kids running around and they don't have anything, and their parents aren't attached to them all the time, and you're just wondering, how is that happening? That's not how it is at home. And so seeing those kids, you realize that our standards are so very different. I didn't think that there was a right or wrong in any of it, actually. It just really challenged me to, for example, the kids running around without their parents. That really challenged me, because I was like, here we're so worried about our kids, so they fall and we're on them immediately trying to comfort them, but there the kids it's such a community feel, right? Everybody raises those kids and they all run around together and everybody knows who they belong to, so it's just such a different environment, and there isn't a right way or a wrong way. And also, one thing I really noticed is that the kids and just the villagers in general, they all seemed really, really happy. And so for me, I kind of hit a wall one day there, because I was going back into the compound and these little kids are coming up and they're like, please, do you have food? Do you have food? And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to eat what I'm given, and you just want to give it to them. And you think, they don't have anything, but yet they're running around, they're happy, and it makes me wonder, here, it's like we have to have so much stuff in order to make us happy, but they're just happy to be with their families. And yeah, that was actually very, very challenging. People are just happy in general, and yet there's such a need everywhere. And so one of the Ghanaian students that was there, he was talking to me about it, and I was saying, it just seems so strange to me, and I just feel so bad for these kids. And then he started talking about his own experiences, and this is a guy who looks very well dressed, everything like that. He's a teacher, and you expect him to not have the same need that the kids do. And he started talking about how, he hasn't been paid for over a year because the education system there, is so bad. And he wound up having to borrow money from another teacher to pay for his sister's malaria medication, and how there's a few students of his that he kind of supports, even though he's not even getting an income. And so for me, it was, the need is everywhere. You just have to see it. And again, with the expectation, I thought, here's a teacher that, done school, he should be good to go. And when you went back to the compound where he was, at the teacher's compound, his room was literally a square with a mattress in it, and he didn't have anything. And so that was sort of a favorite memory, I guess. It was just one of the things that really, really challenged me in the village. I will never, ever complain about lack of resources again. Having taught a class, junior high, entire junior high school, one class with one book and one piece of chalk, and still make it pretty successful lesson, I don't think I could ever complain about lack of resources again. And I think that there has to be a greater focus on making the students from other places in the world feel comfortable in your classroom. Because myself now having had that culture shock and just trying to translate that into students coming into my own classroom, you want to try and make it as comfortable for them as you can. Global citizenship is really, really hard to define. And even though we tried to do it beforehand, you still show up there and not have any clue what it really means. I think on the very surface level, it's just a willingness to see how your culture can fit in with someone else's and realize those differences and get to know other cultures. And at the surface level, you just realize that you're all just people with different ways of doing things. I definitely think that everybody, if you have an opportunity to do this program, definitely do it. I realize that it's a lot of money going into it. But once you're there and once you start experiencing things, the money doesn't even matter. And the experience that you get and how it will change your viewpoints is worth everything. So definitely should do it.